Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 3 in this best of 3 series between TLO and Fiirst. Sorry, the Game 3 in, I don't know if it's a best of 3. My apologies. It could be a best of 3 and I'm just casting them out of order, or it could be a best of 5. I'll just have to watch this game along with you and figure it out. LGIM Fiirst, spawning as the blue Protoss player on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Liquid TLO spawning as the red Zerg. Blue Protoss, red Zerg once more here on Cloud Kingdom. Cloud Kingdom, one of those maps that we should all be very, very familiar with. And I got to admit that the Wings of Liberty does seem to be getting a little bit stale just because of the lack of changes in the map pool. I think there's been a lot of focus on Heart of the Swarm. People have been playing Heart of the Swarm, practicing on new maps as well, and thereby no one is developing new tournament maps for Wings of Liberty. I will be making the transition to Heart of the Swarm. I'm also thinking about doing some additional playthroughs of Heart of the Swarm. I may end up taking a day off trying to get through the campaign. Hopefully I will have enough time to do that and live stream everything. Okay, taking a look at the game. Probes now just mining away down over here. Gas now being taken down. Fiirst is actually not going for a fast expansion. Going for a gateway and gas all inside his main base. This is one of those, one of the three, I think this is the third different build that we've seen come in from Fiirst. And that means that TLO really doesn't have a good idea of what to expect. TLO now making his way across the map with this Overlord. He is going to be spotting this gateway, or the lack of a nexus here, and then eventually this gateway and cybernetics core, a faster cybernetics core, foregoing that initial early zealot for faster stalkers and warp gate tech. Hatchery is starting to be about halfway completed. Spawning pool is about 2/3 of the way completed as well. And the game is now underway. We'll see what strategies will be coming in, as TLO a bit behind in terms of overall supply, sitting at 16/26. But that should quickly catch up in just a moment, as a drone does get pylon blocked, unable to warp in a building. Let's take a look at what the strategy will be here. Extra pylon, a third pylon now coming in. There is already a chrono boosted stalker coming out into play. The Overlord does not want to dive in here, perhaps knowing that a stalker could already be out on the field. He doesn't want to risk it. He doesn't want to sacrifice it. And this third base is going to be in a bit of trouble. There's not going to be enough defense. The Overlord is going to perhaps now make his way back up onto the high ground ever so barely, as Fiirst is now making a move out with that stalker. We need to get some Zerglings onto the field. 4 to 6 Zerglings would be just enough in order to surround that stalker and take it down. We can see Metabolic Boost has yet to be started, even though I do think it will be started momentarily. There we go. And what is happening next? One Overlord trying to make its way across the map will not be able to do so unless the Zerglings, are they going to try to perhaps go in for a surround? That Overlord is a key Overlord. It is going to end up supply blocking TLO, who's now stuck at 26/20. Zerglings now want to make it up that ramp. I believe a force field will be coming in. No force field, as the Zerglings now have proper scouting inside the base. Double gas, the second gas just now established. You can see that the Zerglings are wandering around here. This low hit point Zergling going to get taken down. Zergling still causing a bit of harassment, as we now finally see a wall off coming in from Fiirst. Harvester count is 28-27. A little bit of a stutter step there by the sentry in order to finish off that Zergling, but the Zergling was still able to get away just in time. Zealot holding a Zelnaga tower. Zergling decides that is not the place where he wants to be. And we are sitting at 3 bases to 2. Now, here on Cloud Kingdom, I do not believe Fiirst is going to try and establish up a third base. He may try to move out with a Keep Honest force, or perhaps a harassment force, shutting down this base here. It's easier as a Protoss player to try and take down this base rather than trying to expand to your own third base just because of the resources required. If you have enough gateways and you're able to reinforce quickly, also if you have the level 1 weapons upgrade, that does really go heavily in your favor. Now, TLO is going for a Baneling's Nest, something we haven't seen in the previous games, and this does not surprise me all too much. Oh, the Zerglings of TLO, one of them going to get taken down, 2 of them going to get taken down, but 2 Zerglings for a Zealot, a very good trade, as that Keep Honest Force has been taken down. All right, what's going to be happening here? One poor probe getting stuck. Is this pylon going to get taken down? Zerglings now trying to surround it and take it down now. Should it be enough? The Zergling, why is this the Zergling just needs to just run around in order to take down this pylon? Apparently, AI on the Zergling as smart as a Dragoon back in the Brood War days, as the Zergling is now taking on an easy probe. Heavy sentry composition as the Zealot and the Stalker now makes their way forward. All right, Banelings are being morphed into position now. We can see Banelings are going to be instrumental in fending off this sentry attack. If Burrow was researched, that would be even more so. But once again, this is Wings of Liberty, not Heart of the Swarm. No real chance of Burrow detonation. All right, in comes the Baneling. There's a good hit there. Another good hit there, dealing a lot of damage to the sentries. Very much in the red zone, as we are now going to see one poor Zealot caught on the wrong side of the wall. Down it goes. All right, are these units going to try and reinforce? The Banelings are nearby, and the sentries decide that it is not safe to move out. 2 more Baneling hits, and that would have, or 1 more Baneling hit, and that would have been a whole lot of dead sentries, a lot of damage dealt. TLO able to hold off his opponent at least a little while longer. So far, it is still 3 bases to 2, and Fiirst now has to consider how to take up his third base. He does not want to allow TLO to quickly or freely mine from this third base, perhaps getting the significant gas advantage. The Forge now finally coming into position. We can see a Twilight Council coming in as well. Perhaps we may even see Dark Templars, a means for Protoss players to get back into the game. No, it's going to be High Templars, as an Overseer Cocoon quickly unmorphs back into the Overlord and gets taken down. Now, there are a lot of Zerglings down off over here. Perhaps they're going to morph into Banelings. We can see Overseer is overhead. The Destructible Rocks are those Banelings and actually try to splash it. That'd be a horrible waste. TLO, what are you doing? And oh my goodness, it looks like the Zerglings are going to be protecting that Baneling from a premature death. The Baneling getting so excited in trying to take down rocks when it has no business doing that. Oh, is it going to happen again? Oh, TLO. Oh, very painful for any Zerg player to watch that. Zerglings now down over here, ready to just detonate themselves and take down this Nexus if the opportunity arises. Hatchery is in position as well, as we are going to be going 4 bases to 2. This is a bit of a shock to me, as TLO is taking a lot more area and territory than he can really defend. We are going into a Spire for Corruptors, perhaps expecting Colossi, but he's really going to be going up against High Templars. This is, or it's not High Templars, Zealot Archon. You can see Archons now being added, Zealot Charge already being added as well, and that Archon is just going to be ripping through so many of these units. This is the perfect counter unit, as the Baneling now trying to make its way over. Zerglings trying to get up the ramp will be able to do exactly that, as there is one Zealot holding position here. All right, a new gateway behind it. This is not going to be good at all, as the Archons of Fiirst completely catching TLO off guard. All right, a beautiful tech switch from a robotics facility into a Twilight Council, into Templar Archives for an Archons catching TLO. And TLO now with Mutalisk is not going to even be able to do much with that. Those Mutalisks will be clumping up a bit, and Archons do have that splash damage that deals so much damage to biological units. 39 damage for attack, a whole bunch of cancelled Spine Crawlers, as the Sentries and Zealots now make their way over. Mutalisk now looking to perhaps go in for her to harass. Fiirst was able to just run in on 2 bases at the 13-minute mark. And it looks like this is going to turn into a bit of a base trade. And all Fiirst needs to do is just attack move with this Archon Sentry army. Zerglings have gotten inside. and how much damage can be dealt. It looks like some more and more of these units are going to get taken down. Zealots having to deal with some Mutalisks in the air. The Zerglings are the main DPS though, and the Stalkers have been able to counter them. Now, Fiirst with a 60 supply advantage, TLO is in trouble, down by 60 as an army of Zealots, Archons, Sentries, and Stalkers are inside the base with 1-0 upgrades. I do believe that will be the GG here, as the Archons, nothing is going to stop them. That massive attack causing so many problems, and yes, Fiirst does take a 3-0 victory over Liquid TLO. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.